October was crazy busy, and so November is almost over, and not much had happened on the Terraria front. Until today's State of the Game update. I had been busy getting my butt kicked at Spelunky 2, but now I am back. There's a lot of information to share from this news, so I'll get right to it. As usual, ReLogic's Loki presented the monthly update. Greetings, Terrarians. Happy Thanksgiving, at least for our American friends, but really, everyone could use a day to give thanks for the good things in life, right? We are very much looking forward to digging into whatever socially distanced feasts await us as we enter the holidays, and we hope that you find time to celebrate with you and yours in a safe and healthy way. November saw the release of the latest hotfixes for PC, as well as a lot of progress down the road to Console 1.4, and an imminent second wave of fixes for mobile. Want to learn more? Pull up a chair and tuck in that napkin as we set the table for the rest of 2020. We're going to begin with PC news. PC folks always get first dibs, it seems. They did this month with PC updates. Over the last few weeks, we released the second wave of hotfixes for Terraria 1.4.1. We trust and hope that everyone's favorite bugs and issues were addressed within. If not, as always, keep your reports coming in via the link shared below. What's up next? Steam Workshop support for texture packs and map sharing is coming. That's right, with all of the planned content updates behind us, we are taking the time to look into raising the bar in regards to how players can interact and share their creations with each other. We have a good bit of additional iteration and work here to do before this will be ready. As always, we will have more details, information, etc. about how it all works, best practices, etc. once we have things a bit more developed. But if you have a texture pack or map that you feel would make a great addition to the initial wave of submissions, now is the time to prepare. Feel free to check out our texture pack and player created maps sections here on TCF via the links below for inspiration and to see what is possible. To be very clear, Steam Workshop for the core Terraria game will not support Terraria mods. As for all things Terraria mods, that remains firmly in the realm of Tmod Loader and the team behind that. More on Tmod Loader later. They also announced that Terraria is half off for the Steam Autumn Sale. Haven't seen what the Terraria Journey's End hype is all about? Time to treat yourself to a feast of content and action-adventure sandbox goodness by picking up a copy today. Already know what's up? No better way to say thanks to your friends than to pick them up a copy in order to pull them into playing alongside you in the epic experience that is Terraria. Pick up your copy today or one for a friend by clicking the image above. While you're at it, with Journey's End arriving at last in 2020, no better time to nominate your favorite sandbox adventure game for that coveted Labor of Love Steam Award. In case you don't know, there are nominations that you can make if you have a Steam account, so please do nominate Terraria for the Labor of Love Award if you have an account. I can't think of a more worthy game for that award. There was also a soundtrack update. We are looking into expanding where the Terraria OST can be obtained. Bear with us in that process. Speaking of soundtracks, coming your way in a mere week's time is one of our favorite Terraria collectible items that we have ever had the pleasure of working on. 60 tracks clocking in at over 110 minutes of epic music across 3 full-length vinyl green discs, wrapped up in a package full of custom Terraria artwork designed specifically for this release by ReLogic's own artists. The Terraria official soundtrack vinyl collection is a must-have if you ask us. We have had the distinct pleasure of working with the amazing folks over at Laced Records on this for some time now, and we could not be more excited to be able to finally reveal it to all of you. The Terraria official soundtrack collector's vinyl will be available for pre-order on December 3rd. Be sure to get yours on order so that you can be the first on your block to pick up one of these amazing albums. So, a retro soundtrack for a retro-styled game? Makes sense. Never thought I'd see the day that a Terraria vinyl, let alone a 3-part state-of-the-art Terraria vinyl was produced, but hey, 2020 is full of surprises, so yeah, neat. And now for the T-Mod news I mentioned earlier. They write, the T-Mod Loader team remains hard at work on getting T-Mod Loader up to the 1.4 era. We have just put out a quick fix for some sound issues that arose with the release of the latest fixes for vanilla Terraria. Community contributions are most welcome. If you would like to help out or learn more, check out the T-Mod Loader Discord. Hopefully it will not be too much longer. As I've said before, T-Mod Loader is the last great frontier for Terraria content, at least until a sequel comes along. So I'll be all about a T-Mod Loader that supports Terraria 1.4. It's going to be great. Sounds like it'll happen, it's just a matter of when. But now for some console news, beginning with Xbox and PlayStation. With the majority of fixes for Mobile 1.4 out of the way, the DR team has been able to dedicate the majority of its time towards console and Switch over the past several weeks and moving ahead. That said, we wanted to share a bit in the way of our progress. We still do not have a date to give you for launch, but we do have a planned milestone to share that is a big step on the path to getting there. And they shared this image. Along with the announcement, assuming all goes to our current plan and pace of progress, we expect to reach alpha for console by the end of 2020. Of course, we know that some expect things a lot sooner than others, but we have to be clear that there is a lot more work that needs to go in here than meets the eye or seems obvious to the casual observer. We want to take the time needed to get things feeling just right and to create an optimal console experience, looking at performance, controls, user interface, etc. We hope to have something to show off next month as a holiday gift to everyone to close out 2020, so stay tuned and wish us well on our path to Journey's End on consoles. Really, to have 3 consoles and to be jumping into their development at such a late stage and things is a little crazy, but they seem to be pulling it off. So hats off to DR Studios. They did have a little addendum for the Nintendo Switch. For that, they wrote, "See above. We are doing our very best to work on all 3 platforms at the same time in order to minimize any delay in the launch between Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch." That's not to say they will necessarily be simultaneous, but working in parallel means we can cut way down on any possible delays. So maybe Nintendo Terrarians won't have longer to wait than their high-end console brethren. I don't mean that disparagingly, I have a Switch myself. At any rate, time's gonna tell, we just don't know at this point. The Switch being a hybrid console does throw a few wrinkles into it, but maybe they'll handle it. And next, a very long stream of consciousness from DR Studios regarding its development of mobile Terraria. Hello everyone, as we mentioned previously, once we felt mobile was in a good place, we would be shifting the majority of our focus over to the console versions of Terraria. That is very much the case, and we are making great strides there. However, we have made note of a good handful of issues, thanks for your reports, that we feel are important enough that we carved out a portion of time to address. We have a second hotfix wave for Mobile 1.4 well underway, and we expect that we will have this in your hands shortly. This will cover an array of issues raised either internally or by the community, including but not limited to the following. And I'm not going to read all of these. I guess you can backtrack and pause and replay if you want to go over all of them, but there's a long list there, obviously, of things they're trying to sort out, all while juggling 3 consoles, so yay. Anyway, they follow that up with, "We will save the rest for the hotfix post when it arrives, so make sure that you tune in for that information. Hopefully this will cover off any lingering issues that folks may be having since the launch of Journey's End for mobile." Presuming this second hotfix wave does put mobile Terraria in a great place, we will continue to document any further issues, but will likely not address them, barring of course anything hugely impactful, until the new year. This is to allow for our push on consoles so that we can bring those portions of the community into the Journey's End era. We are very thankful for the opportunity to work on Terraria for all of you, and for your passion and commitment to helping us craft and polish the best possible Terraria experience on mobile and consoles. So much has been done, and yet so much remains. We cannot wait to bring all of those plans to fruition. Until next time. So they're very honest. They basically say, look, mobile Terraria is in a pretty good spot. We think we've managed to patch out, or we'll be soon patching out, most of the major issues, and so once that's done, they can really put all of their resources into the 3 consoles, at least for the next month or so. Anyway, moving along, Terraria swag seems to be the theme, and just in time for the holidays. Regarding Terraria merchandise, they have this to say. As promised in the October State of the Game, we put together a comprehensive Terraria holiday merchandise shopping guide for everyone. We hope that helps you in your shopping adventures for the Terrarians in your life. We're now working on a more permanent solution, centralized location, where you can find the latest and greatest at all times. We expect to keep expanding on our offerings in a lot of ways, so watch this space for more cool Terraria swag. Some neat stuff in there to be sure. Plus, we mentioned earlier that 3-part vinyl, that's insane. And also in this State of the Game post, they mentioned a community challenge that they touched on last month, but they fleshed out here. It's the Terraria Parkour Challenge. And for that, they wrote, "Greetings Terrarians, and welcome to the official Terraria Ultimate Parkour Challenge. In this new annual event, you can compete with Terrarians to find out who is the best speedrunner in the Terraria community. You will traverse across pits, gaps, and other jumps to get to the end as fast as possible and claim your victory. There will also be prizes for the top 3 Terrarians who get the fastest time in the Ultimate Parkour Challenge. The prizes will remain a secret for now, but each year we will also present our fastest time with a trophy to commemorate the accomplishment." We'll chalk that up to a list of things I will never personally win. Anyway, that's the big update for November. It is a larger than normal State of the Game, I feel. But in short, I guess you could summarize it as PC is basically done, mobile's nearly done, and they're moving as quickly as possible on the 3 consoles. Plus they have a bunch of merchandise. I'm going to include a link to the full update post if you want to click and explore any of the links or information they've provided in this month's update. If you want to do things like check out their swag, post a bug report, vote for that thing on Steam, you can do it just by clicking the link. I hope everyone's doing well. If you're in America, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I know it was different this year. At any rate, we're nearing the end of 2020, so take care everyone. It's almost over, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.